TIFU by accidentally giving my nephew a book about a little girl killing her family members. My sister got upset with me for giving my nephew a book that she felt was inappropriate for his age. I had been sorting through my childhood items and gave him some of my old toys and books. One particular book he wanted had a cover that displayed mature themes. But I didn't pay much attention to it at the time. The cover depicted a little girl with blood on her and a knife and axe in the background. I thought it was just a children's book with a creepy cover. After giving my nephew the book, my sister called me and cursed me out, saying that I had given her son a book about a girl murdering people. I was confused because I didn't remember the book being about that. When I went to her house to see what book my nephew had received, I realized it was the book I had given him with the creepy cover. The book was about a little girl who murders her aunts, but it was written in the format of a children's book and did not have any graphic scenes of the murders. Instead, there were pictures of the aftermath, like one aunt in a fish tank and another with her dead body covered by a carpet on the floor. Also, the back of the book on the bottom literally says ages 14 plus. I apologized to my sister because I had forgotten what the book was actually about. While my sister may have overreacted, I do find the situation a little funny in retrospect. TLDR. I gave my nephew a book without realizing it was not appropriate for his age. The book was about a little girl who murders her aunts, but was written in a children's book format without graphic scenes. It's funny, but I see her point. Just someone explain to the child that little girls don't cut their aunts up and stuff them into a fish tanks. GIF. Charisse the niece. There were people on our tip of my tongue looking for that book a while back lol. Then again, I remember some of Roald Dahl's books being quite gruesome at times. The cover depicted a little girl with blood on her and a knife and axe in the background. I thought it was just a children's book with a creepy cover. What world are you from that a children's book has this as a cover? I just looked at the cover. While to a kid it might look like a children's book, you as an adult should have maybe taken a look and realized it's not for a child. You said your nephew's 7. Book is 14 plus, yeah you foo. My nephew is 7 by the way, forgot to put that. Being German, all these harsh reactions confuse me. Those were regular bedtime stories when I was little. That's pretty funny. Reminds me of the time my family gave our 2 sheltered cousins a DVD for a movie called 100 Girls. We got it back shortly after. Turns out it was about a guy who gets stuck with a girl in an elevator when the lights go out and they have an intense romance in the dark. When he wakes up she is gone and all he remembers is her titties would fit a champagne glass. To find her in the female dorm he tries dating all of them. Shenanigans ensue. I looked up the book. It's not that bad, unless the kid is easily scared. It does seem like a dark humor book for kids. I wouldn't have batted an eye if you gave that to my 3-year-old. She loves those kinds of books. Ada. The preview I found I could only read up to where she killed the old one during a snow-in. If it gets worse after that point then maybe not kid-friendly. Where I live people are up in arms about a library event based on The Last Kids on Earth book series. I don't even want to know how they'd react to this. I kind of did things backwards growing up, and couldn't speak in an understandable way until I was 7/8 until I went to speech therapy. However, had read all the books in my school library and the individual class libraries I'd been given permission to raid by that point. Being such a voracious reader, my family just let me get on with it. So there wasn't any oversight. In those early days I was mostly into Victorian horror, which on its own is probably too much for the pearl clutches. but there was ample sex, drugs, and violence throughout other books. Particularly Piers Anthony with Bio of a Space Pirate and his Tarot series being early reads. Literally no negative repercussions. I would go so as to posit that training children only to be children, withholding key facets of the human condition, is probably doing far more harm. The reactions to this must be confusing for Germans, lol. Your sister did not overreact. You feed up. EU to the fact you said she overreacted. Yeah, it's a bit funny, but she didn't overreact. You didn't like her reaction.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.